I think that once you get too comfortable with a medium or art process, it's time to move on. The best way to keep your art fresh is to keep it moving. I've been drawing almost exclusively with markers since 2018. That's 6 years. And I've been on a journey with markers. I feel like I've mastered the medium. I still have a lot to learn when it comes to drawing, composition, color theory, but I understand the markers themselves. Layering and blending isn't an experiment or guessing game anymore. It's become second nature. But after so many years of using just markers, I've hit a wall. I think I'll talk more about this in a video dedicated to my marker sketchbooks, but the long story short is I need to change shit up. So this sketchbook is dedicated to me learning gouache, a medium I haven't tried before. 2024 is going to be the year of gouache for me. And it's also going to be the year of developing my technical skills. I think I'm a good artist. I have a certain level of confidence when it comes to putting my creative vision on my canvas. I know how to use composition and color to tell stories, evoke feeling. I have an eye for proportions. I'm meticulous, I'm patient, I'm not afraid to start over. But I am a working adult, not employed in the arts, who has taken many long breaks from making art. I go months at a time without picking up a sketchbook. So when I do finally sit down to draw, it is anything but effortless. My skills and instincts have atrophied because I haven't practiced enough. I haven't studied enough. The fact that I can look at a picture and draw it after hours of penciling and erasing doesn't make me a good artist. Or it doesn't make me a good enough artist. So, on the agenda for 2024 is drawing from life, observation drawing, studying human anatomy again, en plein air, cloth and clothing studies, perspective, light, color, and color mixing. Color mixing is going to be really important. I've not had to practice that skill hardly at all during my 6 years of working in marker. I just choose from a set of colors provided. So you can see in this first self-portrait, I'm tackling color mixing boldly and brashly, and I'm also practicing painting a real-life observation. This is my face. I have 2 opposing mirrors propped up on my desk so I can see my own face from the side. Not quite a 3/4 view, not quite a profile view. I have shitty yellow artificial lighting behind me, so I painted the background a warm yellow. And I did not sketch anything before I painted the background. I dove right in. I blocked my face out with yellow paint. I added some deep brown shadows, and I glazed over all that with a base skin tone. And now I'm just trying to render out the highlights and shadows layer by layer. As these layers dry, they look kind of like a pastel drawing. They're very soft. Here's my first ever gouache painting, complete. Let me tell you something about my bad relationship with realistic self-portraits. My own face is so elusive to me. Anytime I sketch myself from observation, I really struggle to see myself in the drawing. My essence eludes me. In order to paint this or draw the sketch I'm working on now, I have to, of course, look at my features in relation to one another. So what angle is my nose to my forehead? How wide are my lips compared to my eyes? How does my hairline frame my eyes, cheeks, ears? And so using observation, I can eventually get the proportions of my face fairly accurate. But when I take a step back, I still don't see myself. It might look like me, but it doesn't feel like me. I can draw cartoon versions of myself, and both me and my friends recognize my personality in them immediately. I can draw art that doesn't even include my image, that has nothing to do with my representation or appearance, and I will still see my essence in that art more than I see my essence in attempts at capturing my realistic face. I have my vitality, my living, breathing experience of myself in the world, but any quote-unquote realistic representation of my outward appearance only contains the ghost of that vitality at best. And I'm sure I'm not the only artist who experiences this disconnect between their sense of self and the representation of their appearance. If you're an artist, I would love to hear your thoughts and feelings about self-portraits. Are they easy? Are they hard? Love them? Hate them? Let me know in the comments. And if you've made it this far, like and subscribe to go on the 2024 gouache journey with me. I have 5 subscribers. I'm really trying to get to 6. I think this is looking cute. I think that this is a big improvement on my last one. I like the yellow background and the actual colors of the first one much more than this one, but the face looks more accurate and I think a little more alive than the first one. I see myself in this one more. I'll say that. It's still not, I'm still not completely satisfied with it, but I'll take it. It's an improvement for sure. Now it's time to confront my nemesis, drawing my face from the front. This time I am starting on a black background. I think drawing faces from the front is way harder than drawing them at an angle or profile view. I find it so difficult to not make the face too wide, too narrow, too long, too short. At least my own face. Again, my own face is the hardest to me. I have a giant acrylic painting behind me in my studio that I painted last month, and I want to incorporate that painting into the background of this image in order to make the painting more interesting and more connected with this time in my life. I love documenting my life in my sketchbooks, so that's why I'm going in with this water and fiery background. And I have to say, this paint is, oh god. I just painted this painting, but it's still re-traumatizing me to go back and watch this footage. Oh my god. The paint reactivated. The black background reactivated, so any paint I tried to put over top of it, just immediately the black paint rehydrated and incorporated in with the rest of the paint. Yep. There's me just like, how did I go from this beautiful profile image to this monstrosity? Every stroke is just mixing into the black paint. Everything I'm doing is making it look worse. I'm trying to salvage it. If you made it this far and you haven't clicked off yet, after seeing this is the 8th layer of hell. For every good piece of art you make, you have to make like 5 to 10 pieces that are absolute shit. The last 2 paintings I did were something called faking it. I played it safe so I would look like a good and skilled artist. For a camera. For YouTube. But the truth is, I don't understand how to use gouache. And I need to make just about the worst painting you've ever seen in order to calibrate my mind to this new medium. Some days you just gotta absolutely fuck it up. Even if it looks terrible and unsalvageable, try to find the truth in it somewhere. Yeah, it looks stiff, muddy, disproportionate, choked, impatient, but it's only because I was feeling tense and muddled, unorganized, and frustrated. And I really think those emotions came through in the final piece. At least it captured something that was true. Okay, I need a redemption though. So I tried drawing another front-facing self-portrait, and this time without putting down a background first. I'm not worrying about a background, I'm just worrying about actually painting the face successfully. I'm using Pentel watercolor pencils to the first sketch, and I'm gonna hydrate them with some water. You might notice that I look very serious in all of these paintings, which is not how I look in real life, I don't think. I tend to smile a lot in real life. I smile when I'm happy, I smile when I'm uncomfortable, I smile when I'm frustrated sometimes if I'm trying to smooth things over, all depending. But in realistic self-portraits, I do usually have a serious look on my face. And I think it's for a few reasons. Because A, it's the easiest fucking face to make in a mirror for 2 hours while I draw. And B, maybe I feel like if I'm making an ambitious self-portrait, I want other people to take the image seriously. Maybe I'm trying to communicate the intensity with which I treat this type of exercise. Maybe it's because I want to connect with whoever looks at my drawing, and so I try to paint an expression that makes people question what emotion lies behind my eyes. I don't want to look emotionless, but I don't want my expression to look too obvious either. I want your eyes to linger and inspect what I've been working on, and I think a guarded expression is more likely to provoke that kind of engagement from a viewer. I think the last drawing that I did took a lot of confidence out of me. I didn't really feel like I was making any progress with this drawing until I went in with the highlights and the colors on the eyes and the lips. Then when I added the hair, I was like, no, this is terrible. Once I added the highlights to the hair, I felt a little better, but I will say, the highlights to the hair make the hair look more complete, but I think it just accentuates how my skin color doesn't look quite right. Like, I need to brighten it up a little in the cheeks, the nose, the forehead. I need to add some highlights, but I fucking give up. Like, I'm afraid if I go in and add another layer of paint on top of this already dry thing, I'm gonna be working on it for another 2 hours trying to like blend and correct my mistakes. I don't have the confidence. I'm done. This is it. This is all I can do. Alright, video done. Like the video, tell me your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to see some more gouache and some marker art in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching. I feel like I need meat. Oh, I got jerky. Oh shit. What am I talking about?